Avery's fingers tightened around the burner phone. I didn't give him my number, she repeated. Harper raised an eyebrow. Then either he's a stalker, a billionaire, or both. The message sat on the screen. Dinner tonight, 7:30. I'll pick you up. Before Avery could respond, another message appeared. And before you ask, Harper gave it to me. What? Avery shouted. From the kitchen came an entirely unapologetic voice. In my defense, he rescued you from drowning. Avery buried her face in her hands. For the first time in weeks, however, she realized something unusual. She wasn't afraid. Not of Cole. That should have worried her more. At exactly 7:30 p.m., a black Range Rover stopped outside Harper's townhouse. Cole stepped out. Dark coat. White shirt. The same calm expression that somehow made everyone else nervous. Harper practically shoved Avery out the door. Have fun. I'm not having fun. You're wearing lipstick. The door slammed before Avery could answer. Cole opened the passenger door. You look beautiful. Avery froze. There was no flirtation in his voice. No game. Just truth. And somehow that felt far more dangerous. Dinner took place in a small waterfront restaurant overlooking Charleston Harbor. For nearly 2 hours they talked. Not about money. Not about business. Not about families. They talked about books. Music. Traveling. The strange loneliness that follows people who spend their lives pretending they are fine. For the first time since leaving Boston, Avery laughed without forcing it. And for the first time in years, Cole forgot to check his phone. But while they sat beneath soft golden lights, another pair of eyes watched from across the harbor. A man lowered a camera, sent a photograph, and typed 3 words. Found the daughter. 3 days later, everything fell apart. Avery returned from a job interview to find Harper standing pale and frozen beside the front door. What happened? Harper handed her an envelope. No stamp. No address. Someone had pushed it through the letterbox. Inside was a single photograph. Avery stopped breathing. It showed her and Cole leaving the restaurant. Written across the bottom in black ink were the words, "Come home. Now. Dad." The room spun. He found me. Harper looked terrified. Avery. But Avery already knew. Her father hadn't found her. He had never lost her. That night she packed her bags. She couldn't let Harper get dragged into this. Couldn't let innocent people pay for her mistakes. When a knock sounded at the door just after midnight, she expected fear. She expected danger. Instead she opened it and found Cole. Rain soaked his coat. His jaw was tight. And for the first time since she'd met him, he looked angry. "You're leaving." Avery stared. "How do you know that?" "Because your father just put a £500,000 bounty on anyone who helps you disappear." Her blood turned cold. Cole stepped inside. "The men watching this street aren't police." Avery's voice trembled. "You knew." "Yes." "You knew who I was." "Yes." "Since the beginning." His silence was answer enough. The betrayal hit harder than she expected. Harder because she cared. Harder because she trusted him. "You lied to me." Cole's eyes darkened. "I was trying to protect you." "Don't." A tear rolled down her cheek. "Don't use that word." The room fell silent. Because that was exactly what her father always said. Protection. Control disguised as love. Cole looked as though she'd struck him. For the first time Avery saw something unexpected. Pain. Real pain. Not for himself. For her. "I never wanted to hurt you." "Then who are you?" The answer came quietly. My name isn't Cole. Avery's heart sank. My name is Roman Maddox. The room went completely still. Because even Avery knew that name. One of the most powerful mafia bosses in America. The man her father had arranged the marriage with. The man she'd spent months running from. The man she'd accidentally fallen in love with. Tears filled her eyes. You're him. Roman nodded. Avery laughed. A broken, devastated sound. Of course you are. She turned away. Unable to look at him. Unable to look at the man who had become her safest place and biggest lie. Behind her, Roman's voice cracked for the first time. Avery. She didn't answer. I never wanted a wife. Silence. Then I saw your photograph. Another tear slid down her face. Roman stepped closer. I told them to bring you to me. Her heart shattered. Because every nightmare she'd feared was true. Then he said something she never expected. But when I met you. His voice broke. I realized I didn't want them to bring you to me. Avery slowly turned. Roman's eyes were shining. I wanted you to choose me. Outside, thunder rolled across the Charleston sky. And down on the street below, dark vehicles began pulling up one by one. Her father's men had arrived. And so had Roman's. 2 empires. One woman standing between them. The war Avery Monroe had spent her entire life running from had finally found her. And before sunrise, she would have to make an impossible choice. Return to the father who called control love. Or trust the man who began as her captor, and became the only person who ever made her feel free. To be continued.